Atkins W. Warren has spent a lifetime serving his nation and his community. During a career in law enforcement which has spanned 7 decades, he has worked to bring communities together, to ensure justice, and to increase racial and ethnic harmony in organizations, cities, states, and nations. Through it all, collaboration has remained his guiding principle. As a young man, he served in the United States Coast Guard before joining the St. Louis, Missouri Metropolitan Police Department in 1948. Beginning as a patrolman, he would serve on the force for the next 32 years. He rose through the ranks to become lieutenant colonel in charge of internal affairs, inspection and evaluation, and watchman divisions. All the while, he was furthering his education, receiving a Bachelor of Arts degree in sociology in 1975 and a Master of Arts in public administration in 1979, both from Webster University. In 1980, he left St. Louis to come to Gainesville, becoming one of the nation's first African-American chiefs of police. Warren served as the first black chief of the Gainesville Police Department from 1980 to 1984. In 1981, he reformed the department's firearms policy, working with department commanders and the city manager. Prior to his tenure as chief, a GPD officer had been shot and killed by another on-duty officer. Realizing this tragedy might have been avoided if the officers had been better trained, Warren prepared a revised policy which prevented the shooting of fleeing felons unless the life of an officer or citizen was in danger. During his tenure, Warren also actively recruited citizens from all segments of the community to serve on a Community Police Relations Advisory Board. Looking back on the work of the board, Warren recently reflected, "It worked. When it comes to policing issues, community trust is the most important thing. The officers saw that it was a great benefit to them and the community. It just showed what could be done by working together." Warren's administration also saw a dramatic drop in the city's crime rate, prompting a congratulatory visit from former President Gerald Ford in 1983. The visit was a great morale boost for the officers. Warren also oversaw the renovation and expansion of the police station. He left the Gainesville Police Department in 1984 to join the United States Department of Justice. He would work for the Department of Justice for the next 18 years, becoming Regional Director for Region 7, an area encompassing Missouri, Kansas, Iowa, and Nebraska. Much of his work during his tenure dealt with the Civil Rights Act of 1964. While with the department's Community Relations Service, Warren analyzed racial problems in the region, advised the National Director of the agency, and assisted the Director in formulating national goals, objectives, and policies. Under his leadership, the Community Relations Service deployed staff to assist hundreds of police departments, schools, and communities on racial and diversity issues. Warren's knowledge and experience in the areas of civil rights and conflict resolution are extensive. He spent 2 intense months working on the scene during the Los Angeles riots in the 1990s as one of a select few chosen to directly communicate with the LAPD, the California Governor's Office, the Sheriff's Office, and the U.S. Attorney General. His recommendation to the Deputy Attorney General to involve area churches in the effort to calm the community was implemented. Warren remembers the decision as important and gratifying. As he puts it, that lessened the chance of things getting even worse. It prevented bloodshed. During his service at the Department of Justice, he also found time to serve our community when he was called upon to aid in resolving race relation issues within the Gainesville Police Department. The Justice Department would later recognize Warren and the Gainesville Police Department's efforts to resolve the issues as outstanding. He's a founding member and former president of the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives. Throughout his career with the Department of Justice, Warren and his family have maintained a home in Gainesville. As he has told the Gainesville Sun, "It's a beautiful city, a very progressive city," and he added, "So many of the things I do come from my experiences in Gainesville." He lives in Gainesville with his wife, Carrie. Today, Atkins Warren is a race relations consultant. He now devotes his time to resolving race relations and diversity disruptions in police departments, schools, and communities, placing an emphasis on mediation and conflict prevention.